Start packing. You can stay with a friend, my mother-in-law said while swirling tea in my favorite cup. My name is Lisa, and I'm a 32-year-old mother living in Boston, Massachusetts. The moment I saw the sticky note, I froze. It was crumpled on top of the pink tissue paper, bright yellow, with a message written in my sister's messy handwriting. Try harder next year, it said. And she actually gave it to my 10-year-old daughter. I looked at my daughter. Her happy smile was gone, replaced by the tight, sad look kids have when they're trying not to cry. The room was full of balloons, cake, and the sound of people talking. My sister, Anna, was across the table laughing as if she hadn't just intentionally hurt my child. I didn't cause a scene right then because my daughter was watching, but my decision was already made. Anna was 2 years older than me and was always the favorite child. Our parents loved her, the community looked up to her, and she learned early on that she could be mean, and people would just call it a joke. I had spent my life dealing with her little digs, the insults that sounded like compliments, the way she stole my friends, and how she would take my ideas, clothes, or credit and pretend they were her own. I always forgave her. I always looked away. But she had never gone after my daughter until now. This was not an accident. Anna was never cruel by mistake. Last year at Christmas, she forgot my daughter's gift. The year before that, she told my daughter she wasn't strong enough for sports when she quit soccer. Each time I made excuses for her. I told myself Anna was just clueless. But this was different. This was on purpose. She had given my daughter a smaller bag with cheaper candy and a keychain from a gas station. And then the note was her way of saying my child wasn't as good as the rest of the family. I couldn't sleep that night. Instead, I sat at my kitchen table staring at that sticky note. If I confronted her, she would lie, say it was a joke, and make me seem too sensitive. I knew the routine. I had lived through it my whole life. So I wouldn't confront her. I would take her down publicly in a way she couldn't get out of. Anna's reputation was her protection. She hosted charity events, posted motivational messages, and managed her public image like a brand. Everyone thought she was kind, successful, and a leader in the community. So I decided to show them who she really was, not by telling them myself, but by letting her actions speak for themselves. The plan was simple. The first step was to collect proof. The second was to control the people who would see it. The third was to make sure she was the one who started her own downfall. Anna had a side business selling expensive event planning packages to local moms. The prices were too high. The results were not good. And according to some people, she cut corners. I started collecting those stories, screenshots, bills, and photos. Then I called her and said I was planning a surprise dinner to honor her. I told her I wanted to invite all of her biggest supporters and show them the great work she does. She loved the idea, and even offered to have it at her house. The night of the dinner, her living room looked perfect, like a picture from a magazine, with candles, champagne, and snack boards. The guests were her clients, mutual friends, and a couple of local bloggers. Anna was in her element, smiling and handing out gift bags with her logo on them. When everyone was settled, I stood up. I said, I thought it would be nice if we all shared our favorite memories of Anna's work. I glanced at my daughter, who was sitting quietly next to my husband. One by one, guests offered compliments and praise. Then, I handed out my own little envelopes. Inside each envelope was a printout of customer complaints, invoices for services that were never delivered, and side-by-side photos of Pinterest decorations Anna claimed as her own. I didn't accuse her of anything. I just showed them her own actions. At first, the room was confused. Then it became silent, and then people started asking questions. Anna's smile froze. She tried to laugh it off and said it was a competitor trying to sabotage her. But one of the bloggers, a woman with a large local following, said flatly, "This is my living room and your promotional photos. I never hired you." Another mom loudly asked about her missing deposit. The whole thing fell apart quickly. I didn't need to do anything else. Anna was trapped in her own lies. I left before it completely fell apart. I took my daughter's hand and we walked out into the cold night. The next morning, I drove back to her house, parked down the street, and waited. When I saw her moving inside, I rang the doorbell. She opened the door, her eyes red and hair messy. That's when she screamed. A high, furious, angry scream, because behind me on her perfect lawn were dozens of her gift bags. All of them had been returned by her guests overnight. Each one was stuffed with the same sticky note, "Try harder next year." Within a week, her business page was gone. Sponsors backed out. The charity board politely accepted her resignation. Family members tried to step in and said I had gone too far. I didn't respond, because I hadn't just defended my daughter. I had put an end to the cycle of abuse. What lesson did you learn from this story? Please let me know in the comments.